The release of the Eldorado Fortress earlier this year and the upcoming Magisto gift with purchase is proof that LEGO is only getting started with retro remakes. And if the rumored Medieval Village set does appear on store shelves next year, we could very easily see these reimagined sets become a staple of LEGO's Icons theme for years to come. Up until today, fans have only received reimagined sets that belong to the castle, space, and pirate properties, along with the Bionicle gift with purchase released in early 2023. But with a 90-year history, there are a plethora of themes and eras LEGO can pull from if they continue to provide fans with these types of sets. Today, I want to talk about some of the retro LEGO remakes I believe fans deserve. One theme I'd love to see LEGO bring back for one set would have to be Western, and I think a Fort Legoredo remake would be a smash hit. Yes, this set has been on shelves twice, first in 1996 when it was originally released, and later in 2002 when it was brought back. But still, a reimagined Fort Legoredo would do wonders for LEGO Western fans. With a Fort Legoredo remake, designers could very easily expand the original structure, which came in at just under 700 pieces, perhaps by adding in a couple of Western-themed buildings, or by making a bigger and better fort. At the same time, though, they could also keep the structure the same size as the original, and perhaps keep the piece count under 1,000. If this were the case, there would be a good chance that this set would retail for under $100, which I think would be a fantastic move on LEGO's part. As I talked about in my Why I Hate Retro LEGO Remakes video, I think LEGO's refusal to produce remakes at lower prices is a tragedy, and perhaps a Fort Legoredo remake could be the first step in the right direction. That being said, I'm not sure if LEGO wants to touch Western ever again. While the original sets never portrayed Native Americans in direct conflict with United States Army soldiers, the connection still exists. And for obvious reasons, LEGO may not want to produce any sets from this property ever again. 1978 was a big year for LEGO. After all, LEGO began producing minifigures that year. And they also introduced 3 distinct themes, those being town, castle, and space. Now, between Collectible Minifigures Series 18, which celebrated the 40th anniversary of the minifigure, or the retro castle and space remakes released over the last year, it is evident that LEGO has done plenty to honor this era, but they still have not produced any retro town remakes, and I think that needs to change. Now, to be fair, it's not like town is a missing property. As we all know, LEGO City, the modern rendition of this classic line, has been going strong since 2005, and it's not going away anytime soon. But still, for LEGO to ignore town is a bit silly in my opinion, as I think there's a lot LEGO could do with a retro remake for this theme. One set I would love to see is a vehicle pack. Perhaps package a police car, ambulance, fire truck, and a couple of civilian vehicles all together in one set, and sell it for $50 or $60. Come on, LEGO. Give us some affordable retro remakes. That being said, with how important and successful town and city have been for LEGO, I think the property deserves not 1, but 2 remakes. And for a second remake, I think it would be fantastic to see some sort of downtown/urban setting type set. With this creation, LEGO could include a plethora of reimagined vehicles and buildings, based on the sets that were released between 1978 and 1981. The early years of town. With these all included in one single set, it would allow fans to easily create their own classic LEGO town setup. In my opinion, the LEGO themes from the late 1990s deserve a lot more love, as another theme that I believe deserves a retro LEGO remake is Adventurers. Now, of course, since Adventurers hit shelves in the late 90s and early 2000s, we've seen similar themes come out, with there being not 1, but 2 iterations of LEGO Indiana Jones, as well as Pharaoh's Quest, which was released in 2011. But regardless, there's so much more Adventurers brings to the table when compared to these other themes. While Adventurers also included sets based on ancient Egypt/Egyptian mythology, that was not the entirety of this theme. And I think for a retro remake, it may be good for LEGO to stray away from ancient Egypt. After all, they devoted all of Pharaoh's Quest to this topic, and you can't forget about all the sets based on Raiders of the Lost Ark. In my opinion, I think it would be great to see LEGO remake a set from either the Jungle sub-theme or Orient Expedition era. Both of these topics have not been touched since Adventurers, unlike Ancient Egypt. And I think we can all agree that the monstrosity known as Dino Island does not deserve to come back. So what set should LEGO remake? See, I'm not that picky. Anything LEGO makes from these two eras, I will buy in a heartbeat. Yes, Bionicle has already received a retro LEGO remake, with the Tahu and Takua gift with purchase released at the beginning of this year. But regardless, I think this theme deserves one more shot. While I do respect LEGO for bringing back Bionicle this year, I think the gift with purchase failed in so many ways. Between it being a system build and serving as a sales driver, which prevented this set from hitting shelves, there are plenty of problems with this set, and that's why Bionicle deserves another remake. Now, of course, LEGO may not be interested in bringing back Bionicle one more time, especially with the failure that was Bionicle G2. But with just a little bit of effort, I think LEGO could easily knock this Bionicle Retro remake out of the park. For starters, I'd love to see a set with all 6 Toa, the ones that were released at both the start and end of Bionicle G1. I think if they were built using mostly construction pieces, that would be a major improvement. And if LEGO could bring back legitimate Bionicle masks, I'm sure the fanbase would be more than happy. Last, but certainly not least though, I think LEGO could really crush this remake with some proper packaging. As if LEGO could find a way to bring back canisters, I'm sure so many fans would be ecstatic. For those of you who don't know, this packaging is not only nostalgic, it too is part of the complicated Bionicle lore. And I think honoring that lore, instead of avoiding it, is the best thing LEGO can do if they want to bring back Bionicle one more time. So how would LEGO sell all 6 Toa? I think fans deserve a super pack. Put each Toa in its own canister, and package all 6 canisters up together to present to fans as one mega set. Would this be a lot of work on LEGO's end? It would be, but as they've shown in the past, they are willing to put in the work to deliver a quality experience. There's one more era LEGO has continued to ignore, and that's the late 2000s and early 2010s. To be fair, this time period is still relatively recent, but still, I'd love to see any sort of remake involving agents, space police, power miners, Atlantis, world racers, alien conquest, dino, or monster fighters. This is by far my favorite LEGO era. Of course, I am biased, as I grew up with these themes, but any size set involving any of these properties would mean so much to not only myself, but the rest of Gen Z. Unfortunately, I don't see this remake becoming a reality anytime soon though, as these sets are still relatively recent, but perhaps in 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, we will start receiving remakes of sets from this period. At least I hope so. Even if most of these sets or themes never see the light of day though, I still am excited for what retro remakes the LEGO group has up their sleeve. These remakes have really opened the door for what is possible in the future, and I think they've done a fantastic job at both honoring and recognizing LEGO's past. It's still hard to believe that we've only been receiving these sets for a couple of years now, as with the impact they've already had, it feels like they've been around for much longer. That being said, what retro remakes do you believe fans deserve? And what set do you think LEGO should remake next?